Hello everyone, Abhishek here from Grovy Developers and welcome to another episode from Grovy Studio. The objective of the sessions that we have here is to educate our viewers in terms of what goes on behind the scenes in the construction industry, and today we are joined by professionals from the industry. At Grovy, our mission is to create wealth, and we treat real estate as a great financial tool where we can create wealth for our stakeholders. Today I'm joined by Mr. Ranjit, our head of projects, and Ms. Ashna, the operation manager at Chawla Engineering, and Mr. Manav, he's the commercial manager at Chawla. So, thank you both for joining us today. And before we begin, I would like to give you the chance to introduce yourself.
Yeah. Thank you for having us. It's an honor. Hi, I'm Ashna. I'm the operations manager from Chawla Architecture and Consulting Engineers. I've been in the company for around a decade now. This company was started by my grandfather almost 50 years ago. We actually finished 50 years this year.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. So it's a big milestone for us.
Yeah.
And close to 3,000 projects now. We have an unlimited license, so we do industrial projects, residential, towers, villas, residential communities as well. We've done a few. But yeah, that's just a little bit about it.
3,000 projects speaks numbers. and I didn't know personally that you've been in with Chawla for 10 years now.
Yeah.
So that's
close to a decade, not 10 as yet.
Chalo, 9 is
almost
also
there.
good.
almost there.
Manav.
Hello, my name is Manav. I'm the commercial manager at Chawla. I think Ashna explained what we do pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
My role encompasses basically looking at contracts, new business development. I interact a lot with developers, new clients, and work on feasibilities, tendering, along those lines.
Okay, great. Mr.
Hello guys, my name is Ranjit. I'm head of projects in Grovy Development, and my role is from inception to completion of all our business operations specifically for the construction projects, from design stage to detailed design to execution and handover until the DLP period finishes up. So my role involves from pre-design, from the feasibility of the projects, then design what we have current markets demand required, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, then what our design matches with the Grovy's guidelines, with our vision and missions. We according to that will choose our consultants and then contractor tender process, and in the executions with the highest quality within the time and budget. That was our project department role comes in the Grovy. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for joining us.
As you are Chawla is a third generation, and really it's good to have, and you're associated with the Grovy Development, and it's honor for us who are working with such a old consultancy, because it's expense matter for every developer.
Yeah.
Because you know the knack and need of market, and which is come as a legacy to you. So you might be come across a lot of clients. So can you explain how you feel have association with your developer, and as a consultant, what challenges you face, and how you come with the challenges, how you convince the client as well?
Yeah, so I'll just start off a little bit, explain the process. Typically when a developer client, anybody that comes to us, we first sit down with them to understand what they're trying to deliver, what is their entire shopping list that they want to accommodate and provide in the building, in a villa, and in whatever kind of development that we're working on. Obviously sometimes it's not possible to accommodate everything, but at least we want to know everything you're looking for. Typically we ask the clients for the unit matrix in the building when we're designing that, as well as what amenities you're trying to provide. Once we have that, we then work on developing floor plans. Once the floor plans are frozen, then we work with our MEP structural teams, as you're also aware that we've done this activity. This activity does happen in collaboration, because obviously you don't want columns or shafts in your living spaces, but somewhere they have to go. So we work on that together, and then we move to tendering. Even in that process, we work very collaboratively, where we had also gone to visit other contractors' projects to see what kind of work they're doing, and obviously we vet every contractor to see if they're able to do this project in the way that we want them to. Yeah.
So So when you're working closely with the developer, you might be, as I told, have the challenges. For example, sometimes market requirement comes up, and when we take approval, when project start, we come to the change design. So how you cope up with these new changes? Because as a client, I have the deadline to deliver the project in certain time. So how you convince, how you accommodate the new design, how you take authority approval. That's can you explain us, please?
So actually what we recommend our clients is to not launch a project until we at least have the preliminary design approvals. We've now started incorporating our columns and shafts, and I guess you can say the schematic design, we do it with the concept design itself now, just so that we try to avoid these changes between your concept design and your detailed design. I know sometimes there is the urgency to launch a project. I think as much as possible, if you can avoid that before the approvals are in place, it is better for the project and better for when we launch, and there's less differences then in your final product versus what we've taken approvals for.
So this is actually very interesting that you mentioned this, that the launch of the project should wait till PD.
Yeah.
But what we have realized is we would want to wait till we have certain surety on the detailed design before we launch the product. And the reason why that happens for us is we want to minimize variations for the customer. And on the other hand, we want to freeze our cost. Now what happens is when we are doing the detailed designing, we have MEP coming in and making sure that all the technicality is factored in, because we would follow a specification sheet. And many times what happens is that cost is not translated in the sales. And you go with the market standard, okay fine, this is what the market is and this is what my feasibility is going to look like. But based on our personal experience, because our specifications can differ, the cost differs and the margins differ. So to make sure that everything is aligned, we would want to at least have some sort of surety on the detailed design. And I don't know if you remember, but our PD went back and forth a long time.
A decent amount of time. Yeah.
And the reason for that was because we wanted to have a large degree of certainty to what we were going to present to our customers.
So, and I think we were also very lucky in our approval process. I don't think we faced major roadblocks. There is always, we had to take a couple of exceptions, which does happen.
Yep.
Our job is to design as close to authority requirements as much as possible. But, they're good in having discussions with us, and if we can convince them of something, they also are okay to go ahead with what we're recommending. So, which is what we did for this project as well. And that did help. I think that's also where it took us some time to freeze the preliminary design, because we did get comments to take some exceptions, which we did, which was a successful process, at least in my opinion.
Once we done the project preliminary design for the project and all, okay, that gap, how you accommodate that delays in your next detailed design and all? I mean, as a client, I'm looking for the deadline. So if I have a 6-month design period, and if 6 months my preliminary design is not approved, so in that case, how you look in that one? How you advise the developer to change the date or new date or new approval? How we can cope up with that?
So I'll tell you, as the operation manager, dates is my favorite thing. And my teams really don't like me because I'm constantly chasing them, to deliver as per deadlines that we've discussed. We keep little bit of contingency in our programs. We can achieve approvals in 3 to 4 months also, but we plan for 6 months because we know that this process sometimes does take that additional time. In the designing stage, it takes time. Even in tendering stage, it takes time. If anyone tells you they can do tender in 2 weeks, it's not possible. It's physically not possible. If anyone tells you they can get approvals, maybe a concept approval, you can still get it in 2 to 3 weeks. But if we're running late, we obviously we prioritize that project internally. But I think typically within 6 months, it's not possible. It's very achievable in 6 months.
Okay. But once we receive the approval amount, as an operation manager, how you execute the project on site? I mean, what is your daily operation role? to look as to satisfy the client and giving the reports in sense of site execution and reporting structure or meetings? How you do that things?
So we are very lucky that our site supervision teams are phenomenal. All of our engineers, our civil engineers, inspectors have been with us for a while. At least all our senior position engineers have been there with us for a long time. We trust them. Typically, I don't take lead on projects. I allow our teams to do what they are better than me at. But I try to visit all of our projects at least once in 2 weeks, once in 3 weeks, as much as schedule allows it. And obviously, if there's ever any problem, I'm always available to have a conversation like we've been having over the past few weeks.
So, from the design stage to still at the execution, we are working for the River project. How do you think the Grovy project team working with you?
The Grovy project team puts a lot of pressure on us. Sometimes I feel like tell them it's okay, relax. We will figure this out. No, but obviously they're doing their job, and I think they're sitting on site as well. So they see everything maybe more than our engineers. Not because of anything, because our engineers are not sitting there full time. But they're in close coordination together. So I think something that we did pretty well, and for the transition, was that our engineering team was involved. Not in the design stage, but towards the end of the design stage, they had already started joining in the meetings.
Okay.
So they were aware of the project from beforehand, all the potential design. There is always a disconnect between design and execution. I think I'll say I'm a site person more than a designer, and I think you can say the same thing. We as site people know what questions to ask the designers. So I think that involvement helps to plan as much as possible, so that we avoid variations. Even in terms of procurement or starting with vendors and everything, the earlier we get a start on it, it's better, just because it avoids variations, it avoids changes. When typically we start engaging with vendors, subcontractors, and like specialists pretty early on in the project. We typically start engaging with subcontractors, specialists, vendors pretty early on, so that during the design, during the shop drawing stages, they're involved. I think this does help projects. It helps mitigate risk. It helps just the coordination.
So something what I understand is choosing the right consultant matters for the project.
True.
And it is important that we are bringing in experienced consultants. And I remember this from a previous experience when we started development in Dubai. The first thing we looked at was a consultant who has experience. The reason being because you get stuck in the approval process. If you're not worked in a certain authority, you might get stuck in the approval process. So people or customers, agencies have started seeing that their understanding on the project is not just the developer, but who is the contractor. But I think they should also factor in who is the consultant. Because a lot of the design element, approval elements do come in from experience. And I think it's important that all these three key players on execution are factored into it.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that, because there are three big authority bodies that we deal with. There is the Dubai Municipality, DDA, which is Dubai Development Authority, and there's Truckies. We have regular projects ongoing with all three bodies of the government, and this helps us because obviously when we get a comment on one project, we then know that we will potentially get this in the next project as well. For example, we had one project that one of the bigger master developers had approved, say on week 1 of September, and then we submitted another project to them week 3 of September, and they said, oh, you don't know the guidelines, you followed something completely different. We said, oh, but we submitted 2 weeks ago and it was approved. They're like, oh, we changed it in the past week. So okay, unfortunate for the person we submitted in the 3rd week, but at least we then understood what the updated guidelines were, and we were able to have that conversation also with the master developer to say that, is there a potential for us to use the previous code that we designed by? They said, no, this is now what it is. So
this is one of the benefits. So basically we do end up getting these last minute changes in the design. And some of these changes can be related to safety and environmental green building. Now, what happens in that is, from a client perspective, when we see those changes, first thing that comes to mind is, well, the consultant should be aware of this.
Exactly.
And that is why we want to get experienced consultants on board. I mean, obviously, your design gets updated, regulations get updated, and the whole process gets delayed because of that.
Yeah.
So, and many a times we don't have a response to our customers that, why did the project get delayed? Because there are times when things are not in our control.
The authorities are not.
Yeah,
at
and
all.
it's not.
Yeah.
And we have faced issues previously, and unfortunately, in the last project that we did face a lot of regulatory issues near completion. And I think that's one of the reasons again why stresses the point that why we should have experienced consultants on board.
So I don't think the authority process stops ever. Right? Throughout the
It will
entire
continue
duration of the
It will
project,
continue.
it's
And it
there.
has to.
And we are constantly making changes. We're constantly making submissions. And we typically time our submissions so that it doesn't affect the flow of the
Yeah.
project, right? Say we're mid slab, we want the slab to continue, so maybe we'll wait till the slab inspection is done, and then we'll apply for a change that we've discussed maybe 3 months ago. But we've intentionally planned to take that approval a little later because in the past 3 months we needed the portal to be free for other inspections, for site inspections. So we didn't submit a design change. So this is again something that with our experience, we know at what point something is urgent. Obviously, we try our best to take approvals earlier as much as possible. We just don't want the flow to affect the progress on site.
Yeah. So how do you track this? Because you have many projects going on. So how would you track specifics on the project, that how do we or when do we apply for submissions so that the project continuity maintains?
So, I mean, you might call this a very archaic process, but we have weekly meetings.
Okay.
And in weekly meetings, these points are mentioned. And then, it comes to a point, okay, it will become urgent in 6 to 8 weeks. So let's plan for this today and let's submit this in the next week. Typically, our drawings are kept ready. Even for our project, we have to do a DDA submission. It's kept ready. But it's just being held off because first we want to complete the draft and then we will maybe do that submission, whatever design submission that needs to be done.
Yeah, and being consultant, I mean, we were discussing about design and execution. So we are lucky that we have an experienced consultant. So there is no such a big difference what authority commented and we have to redesign, and because this passes into the cost or overheads to the end user as the client.
Yeah.
So what is your opinion if something, luckily we don't have an our site, but sometimes you get a design and when it comes to for excavation and all, the foundation or piling, something done by, wrong subcontractors, and it has to redesign and all, and that faces challenges in terms of time and cost as well. So have you come over with this one? What you will advise as a consultant to the developer, how we can look in that factor?
So I think everything you're saying is very related to timelines. I think today we take an accelerated approach to projects because we do the enabling first. We recommend that to our clients, to start the enabling, to start flooring, piling, you start your fencing. When you start fencing, even your marketing can start. To be very honest, you get to do branding, your product is in the market, it's officially on site. I think if you choose to go ahead with one contractor, you wait till your complete structural design is frozen and then you execute the project. I think that would save you from making these problems to happen. But obviously that's not the approach we use today because time is so important. So if you
we start somewhere midway, so that we align the expectation in our design stage itself, so that we are, those frictions are eliminated at the tender stage, and the work can start faster.
I think it's very important also to vet the subcontractor or the subconsultant that you're working with.
Yes.
We need to go through a full pre-qualification process. We would not recommend as consultants some, subcontractors if we've had past negative experiences with that. That factor is quite important.
And this feedback is very important because when we finalize partners to work on site, vendors, subcontractors, we want as much information about them, be it good or bad. Obviously, decision making ends with us, but to have the right information, at least to be there. So we know, okay, fine, the consultant or the contractor is not doing the job well on site. Payments is a different story, but is the job done as per requirement, as per specification? So we get feedback from contractors, we get feedback from consultants, and it becomes a very important to and fro mechanism where we take feedback, and we are not the type of clients which say, no, this is the person who has to work on site, because we are at arm's length.
Yeah. So we're constantly updating our vendor list.
Yes.
We're constantly meeting with new people, old people. We're constantly, evaluating what work they've done. I think going to visit other contractor sites does help. I think you get to see the action as it's happening, and that helps us decide if. No, I mean, we can decide, we can make a calculated decision. It hopefully will not go wrong, but obviously, you can, there's no.
You have more than 300-400 people working on at a day at a size of project like this. So, I mean, obviously, we all go with the best intent, but it's a construction. It's a product which is made with hand. So there will be defects, there will be issues. We have to step in and fix those things. It's as simple as that.
As I always say, that as much as we plan, there will always be something
100%.
that goes wrong
That is
on
my
site.
next question. You have a legacy of 5 decades and you done versatile projects. We are doing restrictedly residential projects. We thought, okay, this problem comes on this project, it will not repeat the next. But next project comes with another problems. So how do you deal with this unexpected site condition or problem? Even you can refer our Vivo dewatering subject as well if you like.
So, I mean, I was going to say about dewatering as well. It can work either ways, right? You can get very lucky that your water just does not show up and you don't have to do dewatering. Or you get unlucky and the water is higher than you thought it would be. Exactly. I think over here, the soil is also very hard in Vivo. So the excavation is taking longer because we're having to use jackhammers as opposed to just a shovel. So, and we knew this. It's not that we didn't. We knew the soil report was there. We had the information, but we just hope that it will go a little more easier than you anticipate.
Yeah, because the soil report's also sample.
You can't take the entire plot details.
So just to have a detailed understanding, when you take a soil report, you're probably just taking 20 centimeter diameter depth or 30 centimeter diameter depth.
And you have a limited number of boreholes, right?
Limited number of boreholes.
It's not. It doesn't cover the entire periphery of the plot. So, and it is very common in Dubai that the north side of the plot will be great, but the south side will have water very early on. So, I think these are general challenges that
specifically the south side has more water.
No, I was just giving
just an example. Okay. Because then my thought process went to Vastu. Is that possibly a reason?
So Vastu was a challenge that we did face.
Yes.
And
just a question: is that something that you've worked with any other client? Is that requirements that come in?
Yeah, but not in terms of the site office and everything.
Okay.
It depends client to client.
Okay.
And depends on the client profile as well.
Okay.
Most South Asian clientele, they will, even with our villa projects, they're extremely in the favor to go with Vastu.
So villa, it makes sense because it's probably end use. But when you look at a commercial project, do you see requirements like that?
Again, it depends on your target market.
Okay.
It totally comes out of that. Even if you talk about not Vastu, you talk about kitchens.
Yeah.
South Asians like closed kitchens. European young people, they prefer open kitchens.
Yeah.
So we need to design in a way that is flexible. Some units could have open, some units could have closed. Some could be closable. So these factors need to be taken into consideration during the design process.
But I think Vastu is something we do try. At least we hope that at least one row of your units has southeast entrance is what's the correct term. Vastu, but I have not gotten through it. But I bought a book about bathrooms as well. That I flip through sometimes because.
One more interesting question. Currently AI, new technology is very rapidly changing. You can say day to day everything changing. But our industry is a conventional industry. Still, we are way ahead to go. How do you look in this factor? We are not like typical manufacturing industry like car industry or IT industry. We have a still 100% human involvement in our industry. So how do you look the future of comparatively with AI in construction industry?
So basically, how do we make it from 100 to 80% involvement of humans?
I think actual execution is very far away from AI usage, right? But when you look at design, you look at internal processes, that saves you time. Yes, there is a high use of AI involvement, but not on execution. Not yet. Unless we get, robots that can, pour concrete for us, I don't think.
I just read somewhere in the news that in India, some technology companies are putting the people who are working on site. They're putting those cameras to teach AI how to construct.
To map it out.
Yeah, I didn't go through the whole detail, but I think if you have, do you guys have any insight on that?
I've seen videos like this where they're collecting data.
Okay.
So I think it's quite early for an AI model to be able to execute things on site. It might come in handy with software for tracking.
Yeah.
Might come in for inspection, that might come in that sense. But actual
Execution,
is
yeah.
part of it.
I don't even think in terms of inspection. I think you can teach AI guidelines, but like I said, what actually happens on site is very different and is not, and everything is not the same. Every product is not the same. Okay, we maintain our processes, we maintain inspection processes, and everything is not as possible. But I think our industry still requires the human touch to it. I think that's what drives our industry, to be very honest. We are, at the end of the day, looking to sell our products or to provide homes for people, not for robots. So if people are involved in design, people are involved in execution, hopefully we're keeping that in mind, that we're trying to deliver an end product to someone that will be using it.
So if we consider the technology, like you are using BIM for our project, how you look in that BIM is helping us more for the execution purpose and design purpose, or still have to go long way in advanced technology?
I think Revit models are important. I think they're easier to work with at the end. I think they take longer to develop, but eventually to model, to change, to make changes, I think it's easier. I think we're still working on it, but I think we're okay even with our AutoCADs that we work with.
So I actually personally believe that BIM is something which we should 100% make it mandatory. I mean, we have a practice. I mean, at Grovy, we do make it mandatory that we're using BIM, and we have seen the benefits of it. I agree with you. It takes time initially to develop, but clash detections, quantity takeoffs, obviously the more detailing we do, it's better. It's even better for tendering. It's even better for pricing, because we want to work with contractors at a fair price. I mean, if we give the project an unfair price because someone did a mistake manually calculating the quantities, in the end, it is a project that suffers. It is not the developer, it is not the consultant, it is not the contractor who's suffering, it is the project which suffers. And if the project suffers, everyone suffers. So I think being realistic in terms of the expectations from the contractor is also very important over here, and obviously being fair, that guys, please make sure. And I don't know if you guys remember this, but when we went through the tender stage as well, we were very meticulous in terms of the tender package, that guys, please make sure the contractor has read this, because we don't want to go back at a stage where they say, well, sorry, we made a mistake in the pricing, so this particular product was not calculated, and that actually increased the price for us. But we still went ahead and asked them to verify a certain amount of details, because we want to be fair, we want to be clean in our transaction as well, and that's where we go to be the developer of choice. That's where we want to head, and that's what the overall idea is over here.
So as Mr. Abhishek said, our mission is to be the developer of choice. Vision and missions is there. So you are dealing with the multiple developers as well. So when we came to you with the terms of requirement, what our units we have. So in your mind, what modern living, because it's a very competitive market to buy. Lot of challenges comes, same typical design, you cannot use for the same layout for other developers as well. So what challenges you face at the design, in terms of designing our project?
I don't want to say challenges. I think it's important, like you mentioned earlier, to identify who your target audience is. I think it's important to identify if you're selling the project or renting the project. I think, but coming back to your target audience, I think it really matters, because you can design an open kitchen, you can design a closed kitchen, but it really depends who's going to be occupying the space. I think having sunlight is important. I think today's smart homes are a given. Like basic form of automation is required. Everyone wants everything at their fingertips now. Everything has to be on your phone. Like you said, eventually AI is going to start coming in these parts. I think automation is something that can eventually become AI influenced. I think it already is to a certain extent. I think it has been for some time before we knew that it was AI.
Yeah. We already have in our project home
Yeah.
automation, sustainability we already covered is there. So a lot of things are achieved as per, it's not like is our Grovy's requirement. We
Yeah.
go always one step ahead,
Yeah.
compared to the, not, competition kind of way.
Yeah.
We itself do competition with ourselves. Like
Yeah.
we also have a five decades in the market from India to here.
Yeah.
So that's we have a motivation from our CEO as well for to do the upgraded design than previous project. We never repeat the things.
Yeah.
How we can make more luxurious, more usable for our end user. That is the one thing.
No, I very early on, sorry, I remember that we were sitting in a design meeting and we were discussing efficiencies and build-ups, and I think you mentioned something that, I understand that this may affect my selling area, but I want to provide a product that the end customer is happy with. I think generally when we're selling a product, we all are trained to think about how for it to make it the most profitable. Obviously, we're all here to make a profit. No one is doing this just because they have to. But I think it is nice that you feel that you want to give a space that's worth living in for the end users, which does come across in your way.
So thank you for that feedback. And one thing I want to add to your question, and this is a general open for discussion. So you mentioned regarding home automation and going with the specs. So I actually want to understand the good and the bad of working with Grovy. What has been your experience? Because see, you have an understanding with the market. You have been in the market. You work with numerous customers. You have delivered some iconic projects in Dubai. So from that background, because obviously the field, it is connected, but it is taking into consideration the designing and the planning part of it. So I just wanted to get some feedback from them so that our customers can also understand the good and the bad of dealing with us, and be brutally honest with them. It's completely fine. It is being recorded, so we can always edit things out. So don't worry about that.
No, I think you all are very practical.
Okay.
In general, I think your specifications that you had shared with us very early on in the project, I think there were renders also involved in that package. I think that does help us. I think at the end of the day, the developer has to make the decision. No matter what you say, our job is to provide you all the options. And I think you understand that. I think you understand that at the end of the day, it's your call. Our job is to just help you with all the information so you can make a calculated decision. And I hope you feel that way about us as well. And like I said, sometimes the site team is applying a lot of pressure on us, but like I said, it's their job. It's fine. We're all here to work together to deliver a successful project.
So the core of the conversation regarding site is obviously the project. So the hero at any given meeting on site is the project.
Yeah.
And I think we should be sticking to that in the sense that everyone is working towards the completion of the project.
Yeah. I think that's our general language as well. Even when we speak to each other, we talk about what is good for the project. This aggressive approach is great. It helps everyone be on track. But at the end of the day, we're all working together. I think having disagreements and fights is never a bad thing.
It's always good.
I think it always leads to positive, like the result is positive, which I think we're here doing that. So, but I think it also leads to good conversation and forces us to come up with better solutions.
Okay.
So come to the again execution point of view. So there are a lot of challenges nowadays because lot of things changing rapidly, and matter comes out the quality on project side. You can see in a lot of your own projects as well. So how do you take a counter check of quality on site? Okay, there is a specification, there is a authority guideline, there are parameters are there, but in execution there are something 90, 80, a lack of quality things. Being as a client, we are not that much technically experienced of power backup by you guys because you are handling multiple projects in a one time. So how you look in the quality, how you can maintain and achieve as per the
So,
developer's requirement.
like you mentioned, quality starts from design, from specifications. Yeah, we specify something, but I don't know if end users know what our inspection processes are like, but the authorities are involved in every step of the way. Before the authorities come in, if there is the contractor to submit their materials, like their material submittals to us, which we only after we approve can they go ahead and procure that material. Once that material comes to site, we check that it is matching to what the submittal they have submitted. Once the material comes to site, we do the material inspection. Once the material is installed, we do a work inspection. There are multiple forms, there is processes in place, standards in place that the contractor has to follow, and we have to also approve or reject. Many times it's approved with comments, sometimes it's never approved just as, because it just doesn't happen unless the contractor is perfect, which I'm still waiting to find that person. But I don't have to give comments. One day we shall find that person. But
Anyhow, thank you very much for insight, because our viewers should know that there are a lot of quality parameters checked by the consultant itself. And
the authority also, we here in Dubai, in UAE, we're so trained to follow drawings, to follow specifications, because authorities come to inspect it at every step of the way.
Yeah.
At the end of a project, when you're handing over, Diva will come and they will actually check each position of your switch and socket. In other countries, people just say, oh, just move the socket up or left or right. We know that over here, that's not allowed. That will never get approved.
And that is actually Diva specifically. I mean, if you're looking at electricity, and one of the reasons. So when we started building here in our first project, we would visit apartments, and this is just personal experience. We would visit apartments, we'll see, okay, fine, you have electricity sockets, and we would think, why do you have so less electricity sockets? I mean, in kitchen you should have at least a few, so you can connect, your microwave, your mixie, your coffee machine, XYZ, multiple appliances. When we started building, we realized there's a load allocation restriction, because obviously we don't have that challenge in Delhi. So where we are developing, because we're building luxury product over there. So we have a lot of room to play in terms of how much power we want to provide. And we had a numerous amount of discussion with our consultant that we need to figure out a way where we can give more power outlets to our customer, so they have more devices to connect rather than connecting extension cords. And that's a regulatory thing, and that's just how it is.
There is no two ways around it.
And especially with utilities, you can't really go for exceptions.
Because so I think UAE is still a developing nation, right? They allocate power based off areas. Then if you really want more power, you can talk to them to build a substation, but that's just increasing your cost, and I don't know if the ROI is worth on that.
I mean, building a substation is not really practical for a specific project, but yeah, for master communities, you definitely have that. Mr. Ranjit, I want to ask one question on this. So basically, you mentioned regarding the quality. I have certain thought process on this in terms of quality. Yes, authorities do inspect. Yes, consultant is there to inspect, but the finishing is always the developer and the consultant jointly responsible for the quality check. Authorities are not concerned, and they should not be concerned with the finishes. So when we talk about product level approval, and this is the question actually goes into the details that buyers don't really notice. There are many things that people in the end, or customers, when they come to site, they notice just what is visible to them, but there's a lot of details that they don't notice. So if you can share some insight on that.
See, majority nowadays, workmanship is really going down day by day. It's not that people who train their people is not more really experienced people is not in the market. In the previous 10 years before, is a good experienced people was there and they train their team in that way. Nowadays, we have to look into the focus which team is working. Once they are a certain demonstration or mock-off apartment, and we take forward that as a milestone to do another apartments in the same way. So we have to train the people in that way to achieve our standard of quality.
Yes.
Otherwise, we cannot randomly bring the people and do the work. So it will be always faces challenges as a developer for us, because all snag and DLP will come at end of the day. We are facing the challenges. Neither consultant or contractor. So we make a process. We have in our system We using our software in our system. We put a checklist as well. When consultant follow that checklist, one more top up checklist is our people also do go through all 1 to 20 points. Is this as per our requirement, which is we set as a Grovy standards. So if you look at the how tile alignment is done, is there corners are sharp edges, grouting, everything it has to be looked, or how the paint is done, there is an undulation in the plastering, how the ceiling is done, everything is looked in a very minute detailing. And we are still improving ourselves because every project teaching. So we have started lesson learned from previous projects. Even for our small show apartment, our sales gallery, we have a documentary kind of documents we made it, or we are adding as a bible for everything in that there. So it will be guideline entire team who is coming. It's not related to only ID architecture, is related to MEP, AC, home automation, everything. Even now, one of another projects we are doing full furnished. So we are using upholstery, any curtains, everything we are looking at that minute. Even how the plating is done, how the stitching is done, that training also we are giving to our team. So looking at the quality is entirely, I feel, consultant is 50% or maybe 40%, but if you have a developer own team, they are 100% responsible to achieve that quality, because end of it is our baby and we have to own responsibility how to grow the baby in that way.
Very interesting point, which aligns very well with why we are in the business. We are in the business to create wealth and to create long-term value. And the things which are visible to a customer or to people at large who is visiting the building, it's just the facade, walls, tiles. What actually matters, and as you mentioned, is how the detailing is done for MEP. And I always give a very small example, and this goes in our spec sheet as well, which causes generally consultants a lot of problem, is your AC ducts, your return ducts, generally your exhaust systems, your kitchen and your bathrooms have separate returns. And this becomes a point of, it obviously increases our cost, but when we go to that project after completion 4-5 years down the line, that project will always be selling at a better price than the neighbor, because you can see from the specs, you can see from the traffic in the building that what type of customers are living. Is it a family owned building? Are the MEP system, which is the backbone of any building, is really holding up? And if that is holding up, which is a significant portion of the project cost, which goes hidden, which people don't even realize till 3-4 years down the line, or maybe 2 years down the line, that what the product actually is. And that's where we come in and say that our product will definitely hold value, because we know what we have done. Our specifications are there to prove it, and we have spent the money to get the right product. So I think it's important that you mentioned that point as well, that focusing on the MEP specs is also very important. Obviously, architecture is more of a beautification side of it.
I mean, yes, but there are certain elements that MEP is very important, but even stuff like waterproofing, even our windows, the aluminum, the glazing, the glass that you're using, everyone wants big windows, but then
there's a cost to it.
There is a cost to it. There's a cost for your AC of it as well, right? Like if you have bigger windows, you have more sunlight. It takes more tonnage to cool the rooms down. Our summers are brutal over here. We know that. In buildings, in many residential spaces, just before your summer starts, May, June, you need to start servicing your ACs. You need to start making sure your water chiller system is working, because otherwise your water is going to be very hot. And these are things that I think an end user doesn't necessarily see. Even waterproofing, you don't want your building to be leaking at any point, right? We had a very monumental rain in UAE for the first time 2 years ago. It changed the way we design facades. It changed the way we use waterproofing. Dubai always had rain, but not to that extent. And honestly, after that, our entire design principles have changed.
I think for the full UAE government changed.
I'm saying as a nation. I'm not saying just as
okay.
The regulations changed to accommodate for more rainwater, which comes into dewatering as well. So many times when we're talking about why we don't get discharge lines, because during March, April, May, not until May, up till April, they want to keep those lines available in case there's rain, so that they can use those discharge lines to drain out the water in the city. So it's not that we're struggling to find that for our project, but the government is keeping it to make sure the city is fine if anything happens.
So technically, we should increase, or there has to be a way of increasing the capacity for that.
Which I think they're working on. Which
yeah.
they have worked on up until now.
Yeah.
Drainage is one aspect of it. Like I was saying, windows, glazing, aluminium. I think a lot of developers, a lot of clients over here don't understand the importance of using branded profiles, which I think this was a very early conversation that we had even when we were designing the project, that we want to go with something that has enough R&D, like research done in it, where it is good for waterproofing, it's good for functionality, making sure your openings are smooth, but also has the correct U value, is thermally broken, which again, you and I can't see a profile and say if it's thermally broken or not. We know that in the specification, we know in the installation if that's happening.
Yeah. And all these things add cost.
They add cost. And the value is not, you can't see it.
Yeah.
But it's there.
But you'll only get to know once the project is at a certain life cycle.
Yeah.
And that's when you start seeing, oh, now we understand what the costing of and that's where the real value of the product starts coming in. That the product is not holding value or getting a higher value, it's because of what is there in the building.
On the line of saying MVP thing, like Mr. Abhishek always insists that any apartment, it has to be an operation point of view. Normally, if as a developer, if I'm thinking I need to save the cost, the people are thinking, okay, one thermostat is enough for one bedroom. But our entire project, we see a two thermostat, one is separate living and some bedroom. This is a small thing, make a big difference for us. As a Grovy standards, we educate our team. Any apartment, you move as think and go inside as your own apartment.
Yeah.
So you will realize what you have to be there.
Yeah.
Then it's very easy to sell any product and design and make a mock-up in that level. So if you think yourself on that position, so your life is become more easy than others.
So generally we also try to design projects with a more human-centric approach, right? Where you think about the flow of movement of a person that's walking through your lobby, that's going, even when we're planning amenities, you want to try to make them as usable as possible. Obviously, it's pointless if it's there and no one's using it.
Yeah.
So this is all we try for that. As a developer, if you accommodate for that in your budget, it helps us, you know, it helps us design something that works for the end user. Like we all said, they are all looking to buy their homes. And we want to provide a home that's functional and aesthetic.
I think the days are gone where developers are just maximizing units and selling out the entire thing. Now there's a big focus on amenities, co-working spaces, children's spaces as well. A lot of people work, they leave their children, they go to work, they leave their children at home. They want something the children can do within the building as well.
Yeah. So actually, and again, it comes back to the point that the whole thought process is changing, as you mentioned. So earlier, it used to be maximizing areas. Now, all that area is being reduced from the sellable area.
Right.
So the general cost itself is also going up. So the more amenities you have in a building, you can expect a higher cost.
Yeah.
Primary because the sellability of the product, the area of the product reduces.
Yeah. And the higher service charges.
And it will lead to a slightly higher service charge, possibly.
But people also want bigger units.
But people want bigger
units.
units.
There's a constant trade-off between amenities versus your actual sellable area.
Yeah.
I think with Revo, with the space we're selling, the bigger units, they are much bigger than other units in DLR.
So something with Revo that we have intentionally designed and something we have done a market study of is that so we are generally when we look at our layouts would be around 10 to 15% larger than the community in general. How that impacts is obviously you get much larger space inside an apartment. And in Dubai or UAE, you will look at everyone claiming to be building luxury. What is luxury? Luxury technically is not affordable. But as soon as it becomes affordable, it's not luxury.
Yeah.
But for us, what is very clear to us in terms of luxury is that space is luxury.
Yeah.
So if you are able to bring additional space to an apartment, you are able to give additional utility in an apartment, that is what luxury is.
Yeah.
Yes, your pricing might be slightly higher, but unfortunately here the market is set in such a way that one bedroom has to be a certain price,
Yeah.
a two bedroom. But what needs to be looked at is the area that you are getting. What is the amenities you are getting? And that needs to be translated to our customers, and that needs to be educated as well. And we are probably one of the very few developers who are doing 4-bedroom apartments in DLRC.
Yeah.
And it is purely a family product. That is why it becomes a family product. We keep the traffic low, number of studios are less. It obviously increases the efficiency as well, and it makes the building more usable.
I think there is a shortage of big apartments
Yeah,
in Dubai.
yeah,
Because sometimes people want more space, but they don't necessarily want to move into a townhouse or a villa because of the maintenance that's involved in that. So yeah, I agree, there is a shortage of bigger spaces. A 4-bedroom, you have a family of 4. You need a 4-bedroom for that, to accommodate everyone comfortably. Once people's kids grow older and everything, they want their own rooms and everything. So yeah, for people that are looking for it, I think there's a shortage. So it's good to have that supply. And like you said, there's less studios. But another concern, not a concern, but a little bit of a design issue that we face is that providing enough parking.
yeah.
Which studio you have to give one parking per studio, which helps us in designing the parking. Another element of luxury that we recommend our clients to have is to have guest parking in buildings. Because if I'm going to a friend's house where there's no guest parking, I will think twice to be like, oh, if I'm driving, where am I going to park my car? It's just, I'm not going to go because of that. But it's just something that if the parking is there, as the end user, you're like, oh, you can just park in my building, it's fine. It helps you.
100% it helps.
And it helps if you're hosting, you're calling people over, whatever. I think it's definitely an added benefit and an amenity. I think we should count that as an amenity to have guest parking.
So,
Parking is a realistic problem. Everyone has multiple cars.
so we have actually started trying to figure out a solution for that.
Yeah.
So what we have started doing is gonna have stack parkings.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, that's having individual parkings is best, but there are restrictions, and we want to cater to these requirements as well. So we can have some sort of service in the building where guests can have stack parking as well. And there are many systems available in the market where you can have an automated system as well, and we can possibly look into this, that we can allocate 3-4 parkings and we can give multiple stack available. Whenever a guest comes in, obviously the security can check by when you are expecting to leave, so it can be planned accordingly. Or we can have app-based application where the person can mention my customer or my friend is coming or my guest is coming and they're going to be parking from this to this time.
Yeah.
I think that is a possible solution we can look at.
Even we providing EV charging facilities in this project.
Those are now like we accommodate. It's in our weekly meeting. There's a note at the bottom of that document or that says that EV you must design with at least 2 EV parking.
Having said
as well.
POD.
POD, that's an
mandatory,
authority requirement.
But having said that, when is EV charging activating for Aura?
It's done it already.
Activated?
There's one parking we approved.
It's already activated.
But EV chargers take load, which is always which is always a
So
shortage.
instead of 4, we received 2.
Yeah.
So, but it was not in initial design. This is the add-on facility we are giving to our previous project.
The amount of undertakings we signed for that is just crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like, we're not doing a crime here.
But no, stack parking is something.
Not for public.
Stack parking is something we're using in a lot of our projects.
Yes, okay.
Even in villas, actually, people are now
Okay.
maybe, like we said, everyone doesn't have just one car. They have 3, 4, 5 cars, and sometimes you can't accommodate for it.
So in commercial projects, you are using stack parking?
Not in offices, not
yet.
office buildings.
Not yet.
No.
Commercial as in commercial residential projects?
Yeah, we
We have
are.
a couple of projects that have introduced stack parking, and also with stack parking, we have tandem parking that's been
Yes.
there for
Yeah.
a couple of years.
Tandem parking, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
But we have.
I thought we were early movers in that.
it's not many,
It's not very common.
Okay.
but sometimes we, like I said, we face issues in even achieving requirements from the authority.
Okay,
right?
that's when you go for the stacks.
So then we do that. That is something that we use in our design as well.
Okay.
Because there is obviously that, the deeper you go, the cost of going into more basements.
And in reality, my thought process is the deeper you go, the project becomes more and more riskier.
Yeah.
Again, not for public because a lot of people are going for basements.
Yeah.
We don't wanna say anyone is doing anything wrong.
No, but there's a cost of 4 basements, right?
Cost of a
There is
basement, and imagine the amount of
waterproofing cost.
time it
Yeah.
takes to come out, and people just because they want to put all studios in the project.
Yeah.
No, getting in and out of a building that has 4 basements, I will not.
Daniel 102, 15 podiums, 15 podiums.
Yeah.
But what do you do? But tell me, what do you do in a building of 100 floors without a separate parking area? What is the solution?
No, there's no solution.
There's no
I think there are some
solution,
3 to 5 basements as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Basement plus
But it's in many even business way projects and all. There are
But
3 basements and 3, 4, 5 podiums.
यार 15 में पहुंचने में आदमी he'll get old.
exactly.
Especially if it's a you
Spiral.
if it's
Yeah.
one of those.
There's no other option. How will
You have like those
the
Multiple
ramp ones.
ramps,
that you
yeah.
can select.
Yeah. Then you can go straight to P3 or you can go straight to B2.
Oh, I
But-
doubt that would be the
But
case because the
efficiency,
plots are
obviously,
really small.
yeah.
But in bigger plots.
In bigger plots
But
as
yeah,
well.
this is the Shakespeare Road.
This one
They're
was
all-
spiral.
Shakespeare Road is all annexed, right? It's parking
Yes.
separate.
Yeah.
But that's also 9 floors.
That's also 9 floors.
If you see Burj
But it's all
Azizi-
spiral. I think most of them are.
Burj Azizi, the parking building's ready.
Okay, it's ready.
Yeah, it's like the full structure is all already.
Okay.
Maybe next stage they will do full automated parking system.
It should be.
It's
It
there.
should be.
In
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
which is that?
So just park the.
Which is the Mint building in there?
Mag.
No, the very old building, Liberty. No, the one Liberty House, the one where.
Mint leaf is a mag. That it has a spiral thing and this circular thing in between. Liberty के साथ में ही है.
Yeah, the one right next to Liberty
हाँ.
House, Financial Tower, maybe. It's called. Between
Emirates
Ritz
Financial
Carlton,
Tower,
yeah,
शायद,
Emirates,
हाँ.
yeah. So that building has had stacked parking for 15 years.
Oh.
Automated stacked parking for 15 years. And
Oh yes, that has.
yeah, one of the, and this was before automated parking was something that we used in our projects. So, I'm always scared to use it personally.
I think your car would be not happy on that.
But that building has had it for many years.
Yeah, because it takes less space and it's more efficient space-wise,
Yeah.
and it's less expensive as
For
well.
It's
hotels, hotels and like conference centers, I think it's more beneficial.
Anywhere that has valet, right? Because your valet teams
Takes a lot of space.
are trained to park in those systems.
So this is very interesting because you are incorporating new technology. So how do you keep yourself updated with what's coming new?
We'll call each other. Send reels. Check this out.
Do you think we can?
This.
Do you think we can find out how they do
Who
this?
is this person? This is what I guess.
So obviously social media definitely
Yeah.
plays, but in general, is there a process just generally trying to understand how to keep, because this is just one element. Now if you look at the structure, obviously you have
Yeah.
n number of technologies coming.
Yeah.
There's those systems where you put hollow concrete, Kobiak
Yeah.
systems are there.
The
Then
companies we usually work with send us like a product update or new engineering method, and then we review it. We're not so keen on using a new engineering method so soon unless it's been tried and tested. But with products, it's easy to implement, right?
Yeah.
You get a sample, you can go to an experience center. It's very easy to implement a new product.
But even engineering wise, even structure wise, over the past 20 years, things have changed.
yeah.
Now so now because certain villas are very old, a lot of people are going into refurbishment and extensions and modifications. That's a lot of the work we're doing right now is related to that as well. And when you go into those old structures, they actually have this something called a hoity slab. There are beams and there's blockworks in the beams in a slab.
Yeah.
In my 10 years, I have never seen that. We don't design projects like that anymore. It's a harder process, it's a more expensive process. But back in the day, that's what they used. Today we work with RCC, steel, concrete, but you also work with precast. We have communities that we've built with precast walls. I don't recommend it personally if there's an end user in it, because with anything with precast, even a PT slab, you are limited to changes. Not always a bad thing. Sometimes it helps
Depending
us.
on the scope and size of the project. Yeah.
Not always a bad thing because then even clients can't make changes. there is clients are always making changes, and that's something we generally struggle with. But
PT slabs and precast, everything, whatever you have, but large community or affording houses is very useful.
It
But
is.
you are looking for mansions, so you don't need to use that.
Not necessarily, but we use precast in mansions as well because we want a thin slab. You know, it's a cantilever. That is better done in PT. If there's no live load on it, it's better. Then PT, there's no problem in that. It's better. Aesthetically, it's better. So we work on combinations for mansions. But we've done communities also that are not mansions, right? We've done townhouses, grand views, millennium estates. A lot of those are precast because for the progress of the project also it was beneficial.
So if you are talking on this line, like new technology comes in, you saw below Emirates Tower, there was a 3D printing office also, long time before it. Now in China as well, they are starting high-rise building, G+40. I think somewhere in Abu Dhabi they are tried as well. So how are you looking this future if you don't like the, I'm interested in those that don't like, but you're not aligned with this modern technology of precast and this thing. So how will build a high-rise in shorter time and affordable prices?
We're not aligned with it. It just depends on the requirement of each project. I think it restricts you in changes. Like I said, it's not a bad thing, but for someone that's looking for that flexibility, we don't advise it. And cost and time-wise, it's much better, like much faster to work with. Cost-wise, sometimes it's not worth it, or because you're making changes in it and the changes cost more, sometimes it's not advised. It just depends on the nature of the project.
Even when you talk about luxury is not quick. It takes time. So you cannot, you look at COVID. In COVID, something like this, building a facility in 14 days, less than that makes sense. You need that requirement. You're not using it for living, you're using it for quarantine. There's a purpose built for it. Makes sense there, but developments like ours, I don't think so.
It'll take time.
Yeah.
It'll take time.
To that extent.
So before, right now we work with modular units a lot more. In one of our projects, they are getting modular bathrooms from China that are coming fixed as the entire bathroom comes ready and you put it. We're always open to learning and working on these things because that helps us as well, right? When we successfully do it in one project, we recommend it on other projects as well, that this is an option. Like stack parking, we've done it. We have trusted vendors that we work with regularly. So for me to tell you do that, I can support you in doing it. We can obviously discuss new technology, new developments, but we'll be very transparent where we have the knowledge or we don't have the knowledge. We're learning about it. There are certain products that, there's this product called Sunroof that we found on Instagram, and then we met with the developers, we understood the R&D that went behind it. And it's a very cool product. I will share it with you whenever you have the chance, but in spaces where there's no natural light, this panel works, it imitates sunlight. It imitates the health benefits of sunlight also,
Can you put a solar panel under it?
We can talk to the person who's made the product to see.
So it's basically lighting that.
It's lighting that imitates sunlight.
Okay.
They do it as a ceiling, they do it as windows, they do it, and I think again for basements, I think it's a great product. And what they were telling us that you can control it with the app also, that you can automate it where as it's out, if it's dark outside, the light also dims to imitate again what is happening outside. Again, I think it's very cool. I think technology, there's constant development, and we try to keep ourselves updated, but there is constant struggle to find time between executing our existing projects and finishing our everyday tasks, and then spending time on finding out what's in the market as well.
They also have a world record from Guinness Book of World Record. Guinness World Record.
2016, the longest continuous concrete pour.
That's a great.
I don't think it's there anymore.
I don't know if the record still stands.
Yeah.
Okay, but one time you received
Yeah,
that.
but at
For
the time
2016,
it was. Yeah.
So you have good control on concrete contractors.
Now, 10 years ago,
They have to keep control on every contract. Not a contract.
No, I think your vendor list is so important. I think contractors are so important. Subcontractors are so important. We don't recommend people that we are not sure about. Even if we're telling you, we'll say that, look, we've never worked with them, we've done our research, we think there is potential and they might be fine. But like I said, you never know what happens.
You never know. Someone might be performing good today, maybe not good tomorrow.
Maybe their management change or their...
Even across projects.
Across
You
projects,
have a very good experience with one vendor and then the next project, things go wrong.
Yeah.
It's natural.
Yeah, I mean, we have a nice contractor on both of them. But one more question, the same uncertainty in the market.
Yeah.
Are you still, what do you think that our project deadline will be remain same or it will change?
I want to say something very controversial. The project delay is always from the client in terms of payment and not payment, but like decisions and payments. I think these are the two most important factors in what we don't have control over.
Some point I agree, but as a project, I do not agree. Both sides, our design changes already fixed it, and we don't have any payment issues at all.
No, I'm not saying this. I'm saying generally.
No, I know that.
Yeah.
All projects are delayed because of the payments only.
Yeah.
Any construction site, if you take out of 100, 90, 95 year delays because of the payment. And decisions are always
at some level or the other. Yes.
Yeah. So, as much as we try to plan, sometimes you can't predict these things. Obviously, the current geopolitical situation, this is the first that we've also faced ever, right?
Well, it's not directly client payment. Even as a client, we do a payment to the main contractor.
Yeah.
But he's not passing to his subcontractor, then we are suffering. So, client always want to do his project on time because he knows that. For him, the time is cost only. So, if he is delayed, he has a lot of end user client. He is answerable, responsible as well. So I believe that all clients do a payment on time, but this part is I don't know.
I don't think delay is ever intentional. I think from all parties, I don't think delay is ever intentional.
If there's an appetite contingency plan for budget, the escalation more than, like within 10% should be fine. It should be manageable. It should not create delays. But there are situations like this where those escalations are much more than 10%. Then, from cash flow perspective, we need to think about the entire planning of the project. We need to consider de-escalation prices as well and escalation prices.
So, what we're doing based on current market situation.
So, where are you seeing the prices generally? I mean, since we are touching that, I don't think that was part of our conversation.
No.
But generally, where do you think? Obviously, shipment has started moving across for the last 2 days.
So up until now, we've been very much saying it's been a wait and watch approach because we just didn't know what was happening. I'll speak for myself. I was starting to get concerned because it was reflecting now more than in the past few months. I feel like in the past few months, people still had supply, stock was kept. A lot of people's dead stock was moving as well because we just wanted local material. Even people that are looking for tiles, we encourage people to go pick up ready whatever's available because we can't wait for material to come. In projects where we could, we did, but in certain situations we couldn't. But touchwood, what I understand is things have even become better in the past few days. In this week itself, I think prices have started to come down. Since shipments have started, prices have started to come down.
Very good news.
But let us see what happens.
Because personally, my thought process is that in the next month or 2 months, we'll actually see a correction in the price than it was in Jan and Feb as well. Because I'm seeing some projects are being scaled back. So the demand in general is coming down. And the product which was already en route, I mean, these products are not non-expirable products. So they will come to the market. So manufacturing will continue. Oil prices were momentarily up. They're down again. And they will come back to pre-war levels, $7-8 apart. So I think all of that will correct. And this, I mean, at a retail level, we'll see the impact at the end of the month. And going forward in the next 2 months, we might actually see a short reduction in pricing.
I'm hoping by September, we'll have a correct idea of what the next few months are looking like.
We will have to claim negative variation.
So anything we're signing now, we're putting a de-escalation clause. That, okay, you're charging the diesel price today for what it is, but please, we all know what diesel price is, so when it comes down, please reflect that.
It will come back. I mean, and it was always the stance that, and this is not the first time oil prices are going up.
Yeah.
There have been many instances
Yeah.
across every year, or not every year, but every couple of years where prices go up, it goes up, it comes down momentarily. It depends on what stage your project. I don't know. Generally, the feedback that I get is if your project is below 20-25% and above 75-80% completion, you generally would not expect much variations because majority material requirement is in between.
It's already done. Yeah.
All of that is already covered. Now, if any project is in the stage of let's say 30-40%,
Then you're just
you
stuck.
can't because you have to continue at all fronts.
Yeah.
At all levels, you'll be working.
Like when all this started, AC machines.
Yeah.
All our suppliers called us and said, please tell your client to pay and take whatever is kept and keep it with them. It literally became like you were buying things at a supermarket because you had to keep it and store it. They said because now, and they were very transparent. They said we'll give you 2 weeks to make the payment, give it to us. But if not, the people are willing to pay premium for it. So they are willing to sell it at a premium. It was at that point. And we have so much material now kept on some of our projects. Someone has bought all the steel for their warehouse. Someone has bought.
Now it seems like it might not be required.
Yeah, but so in the beginning of when all of this started, we were very busy in contingency planning.
Yeah.
And making sure at least what we have for the next few months is available to us, so we're not stuck in a position where it's not. Luckily, we were able to buy those at the pre-decided prices.
Okay. Yeah.
Not at the escalated prices. So, which is what we were trying to prevent.
Planning becomes key.
So we need to appreciate genuinity and honesty to say buy this product.
Exactly.
Otherwise they can directly take a benefit.
Exactly. They can say, oh, we sold it, because someone came to buy it at a premium. So that way the vendors that we do choose to work with, we trust them to not take advantage of situations.
Or quick question?
Both are the discussion.
Do you guys wanna put in some questions, concerns?
It's fine.
Any specific thing you wanna highlight or discuss? Otherwise, we can move towards closing. What's your Neil? If there's nothing specific left, then we can move towards closing. So, I'll start with the closing side. Your batteries are okay? No overheating?
We spoke too much.
Generally, an hour is what we take into consideration. So, Ashna, Manav, thank you. Mr. Ranveer, thank you for joining us today and sharing your valuable insights. Obviously, this, as we started, this whole idea of educating people at large is very important, and we believe that education is also empowering them to make the right decision.
Yeah.
So, thank you again for joining us. And let me read if there's anything. To everyone watching, one second, I'll do that again. To everyone watching, I hope that these insights were useful to make an informed decision and to understand what happens behind the scene at a development. And this is Abhishek again from Grovy. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for having us.
We do some, you can say that now.
Oh, thank you for having us as well. It was an honor. It was a great conversation.
Same here.
We hope everyone learned something, including ourselves.
What do we do? We do